Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Who is behind the Occupy Wall Street movement? That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Officials in Chicago say they consider themselves lucky that there wasn't more violence at the NATO summit over the weekend. Thousands of protesters, many aligned with the Occupy movement, hit the streets of the Windy City, determined to tell the world how much they despise NATO. Question: what does income inequality and unfair economics have to do with NATO? Just asking. Anyway, about 90 people were arrested, dozens injured, including 8 police officers, one of whom was stabbed. Now, you may remember in the beginning of the Occupy Wall Street movement, President Obama was publicly sympathetic toward it. Today, Wendell Goler asked Jay Carney about that.
The president has voiced support for the Occupy folks in the past for these their goals. Did their actions in Chicago sour his support? Well,
I think you're making broad comparisons between different groups. What the president has said in the past is that he has understood the frustrations that Americans have about the failure in particular of Wall Street in some cases to because of obviously Wall Street's role in the financial crisis that helped precipitate the worst recession since the Great Depression.
With all due respect, Mr. Carney looked a bit shaky there, did he not? Now, the Factor has been investigating who exactly is behind the Occupy movement, which is now very well organized and no longer a citizen protest. Rather, it is a hardcore far-left movement designed to cause as much trouble as possible. The sincere occupiers left a long time ago. What's left are the professional agitators. The Occupy movement is now being run out of Washington, D.C., in offices belonging to the Institute for Policy Studies, a far-left outfit. The director of the group is John Kavanaugh, longtime liberal activist. His nonprofit institute accepts money from, surprise, George Soros through the Tides Foundation. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are involved. The Service Employees International Union, headed by Mary Kay Henry, is paying rent for the Occupy Wall Street crew in D.C. About $4,000 a month the union's picking up. The SEIU has more than 2 million members and collects about $300 million a year from dues and other financial vehicles. Ms. Henry herself has visited the White House a number of times, as has the former head of the SEIU, Andy Stern. He's also been a frequent visitor to the White House and remains deeply involved with the union. From their D.C. offices, the Occupy leadership emails game plans to their hardcore members, telling them where to assemble, what to protest, and even what to wear. Today, for example, the Occupy agitators were told to wear red for a New York City protest. Again, the goal of the occupiers is no longer to raise awareness of economic injustice. It is to disturb the peace and attack those with whom they disagree. The occupiers have big plans for the political conventions this summer, and disruption is the strategy. It is long past time for President Obama to condemn the anarchistic element of the occupiers, which is now dominant. Instead, the president falls back on protecting freedom of speech platitudes. Sure, tell that to the Chicago cop who got stabbed, Mr. President.